Can you see my screen, guys? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go for the topic called as Amanda. So what this poem is all about? Yes, so Srijay, tell me that who is the poet of this poem?
That's Robin Klein.
Robin Singh.
Robin Klein.
Robin Klein. Okay. Sneha, can you tell me, do you find out any figure of speech in this poem? It is called as a Robin McMaw Klein, right? Okay. Yes. Sneha, can you tell me if you have gone through this poem? Okay. So I'll start discussion. Amanda. Huh? Okay, so the poem which is written by Robin McMaw Klein, right? So who is an Australian author of book for children, right? If you talk about this poem, so specifically this poet who writes children's and young adult fiction, right? Some of her famous books, if you talk about that, you will find out are like Hating Alison Ashley, or called as a People Might Hear You. So such kind of stories, such kind of a fiction uh, that make the poet famous, make the author famous, right? And Amanda is a kind of a poem, right, where Robin McCaw Klein, right, or Robin Klein has expressed what? The views of a what? The views of a little girl, right? So the girl who is a constantly pointed out by her mother for making mistakes. It doesn't mean that she is making mistakes. The point reflects that how her mother pointed out her mistakes. Even she is being considered so as they are not part of the uh, following the good conduct which is made by the society, in which of the society she and her mother live. So the poem Amanda, which is written by Robin McMaw Klein, clearly highlighting what means about this little girl only. So if I'm talking about, like I already pointed, who is Robin McMaw Klein, is an Australian author of books for children, right? So she is famous for writing fictions of books for children. You would also find out she was born on 28 February 1936. It's not necessary, but for your purpose, you need to remember that or understand that, in Kempsey, New South Wales, Australia, and now resides near Melbourne, right? So Robin Klein was one of 9 children. She had her first short story published at the age of 16. She worked in a number of jobs before becoming an established writer. So it means she was working as a tea lady at a warehouse, bookshop assistant, even nurse, copper enamelist, and program supporter at a school for disadvantaged children. In 1981, she was awarded a Literature Board grant for writing. And since then, she had more than 20 books that are published. So Robin Klein was educated at Newcastle Girls High School, right? Newcastle Girls High School, right? So, excuse me. Mhm. Okay, just a minute. Why this come out? Okay. Fine. Now, so when we go for this particular poem, it tries to give us what the every child feels, right? How Amanda feels, right? Every child feels, and how every child is uh, means controlled and instructed not to do one thing or another. Like, you would find out such kind of a situation that happens uh, in your family, in our family, or in a family where uh, small, young, uh, that may be girl or a boy, a son or a daughter, right, who is nurtured or who are nurtured, right? So what happened means family always tries to control over them, right? So they always try to see that what their children must not be misguided, their children must not be means done something which will which will which will be made them wrong and unable to control them, right? This is the reason you will find out that uh, children are nurtured in such a way from the means uh, childhood age, so that they understand which one is a good for them and which one is a bad for them. But some of the children believe that what now it has been a kind of a restriction on their freedom. So some people also believe that the freedom is reduced, right? So let's say that if you see that there is a student who have a younger brother, so what he tries to do whenever I take his classes, so he used to means a disturbance, right? He used to disturb his brother, right? At the same time, means he is such a kind of means notorious, right? Even means many a time his father and mother tries to stop him or make him not to do such kind of a things. What he or she does, no, he he always means shouts upon means his father and mother and says that what means they are trying to abuse him, or they are trying to control him. They are trying to always behave like a teacher in school. Means the teacher is controlling us at home. Means parents are becoming teachers, and they are trying to also means controlling us. They are not allowing us what they want, what we want to do, right? So this poem is also reflecting the same kind of a practical things that happen around around the society. So on the basis of that, this poem reflects the idea, right? Let's see that. Here you will find out that every child feels that she or he is controlled and instructed not to do one thing or another. You too may feel that what you too may feel that your freedom is a curtailed. What do you mean by curtailed? The meaning of curtailed is called as a reduced, right? So write down some of the things you want to do, but your parents or elders do not allow you to, right? Let's say that I want to go out of the city for studying purpose. Let's say Kalpana Chawla, right, who wants to study means uh, after completion of her schooling, so she wanted to go to outside city, but her parents do not allow her, right? And after she completion of her means you can say that a graduation, she wanted to go for the means abroad, right? For or called as out of the state. And then also means her parents means made a kind of objection. Even she wanted to do means her PhD or called as a doctorate abroad. So there also her parents objected. Even she wanted to get into the marriage with a means uh, other means other originated or other nation originated person whom she loved and wanted to get into the marriage. So there also her parents objected, but despite their objection, so she went against of it, and she means did a lots of things. But she also sometimes she also molded her parents. She also made her parents understand what her career objective is, right? Here also means we find out the same kind of a situation. So you would find out in each and every family, somehow we find out some kind of a means some kind of a objection children do have for their parents, right? So like parents are trying to control over their children, right? So let's read the poem aloud and form pairs, each reading alternate stanzas, and let's see that the kind of a surprise given into it. Let's say the first stanza, right? It does not carry with the somehow called as 8 or 9 stanzas. You will find out 4 stanzas would be there, because the kind of means rhyming scheme you will find out, that's called as a B A, then after C C C, right? Like that the rhyming scheme is given. So it means you will find out 7 lines in a one stanza, 7 lines in a one stanza. Let's say that Amanda, 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 right? Or Amanda, Amanda, straight Amanda, right? Amanda, Amanda, straight. Then after the next line goes with Amanda. So A, B, A. Then after C, then after me, then after blissfully. So in that case, you can point out it should be used as a. It should be considered as a. This will be called as a, sorry, B, and then after we also find out A. So Amanda is considered as a. Amanda will go to the next line. Similar to that, here also you will find out C and me is also considered as a C, and then after also you will find out C. So like that, the rhyming scheme is called as A, B, A, C, C, C. Simultaneously, if you go to the next stanza, the next stanza also presenting the same idea, like A, B, A, or not like that B, A, D, A, because we have already discussed A, B, A, C, C. So we have a D, A. Then after, you will find out street feet sweet. It means called as E. Likewise, you will also find out A, F, A. Then after G, right? So then after Amanda, you Amanda. That is again called as A means G, A. Wait a minute. Yeah. So like this, you will find out different things are there, right? So the stanza is very simple. That's called as a rhyming scheme. It's A, B, A, C, C, C. So let's go for the reading of it. The first stanza stated that don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Now see that what the poet is trying to do here. The poet simply stated here that don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders. So the lines itself is indicating imperative lines, where the poet stated that somebody is objecting, somebody is, indicating, or somebody is pointing out, right, that what Amanda is doing is a mistake or is an error, right? So that therefore, and who is she here, or who is that person? Now that person is none other than uh, her mother, right? So what her mother is saying, now don't bite your nails, right? So in that case, she is being pointed that whatever she was doing, that's called as a, she imagines that what how her mother is pointing out that Amanda for biting nails, which is a bad habit. Even next is called as a don't hunch your shoulders. So it means hunch is called as a bending down, right? Bending down. So she has been told that not to bend her shoulders. Stop that slouching and sit up straight. So stop that slouching and sit up straight. So slouching means what? To do not behave like lazy or idle. So she has been pointed that sitting lazily, and her mother wants her to sit up straight, right? Amanda. So it's called as exclamatory mark is given. So this one is creating that how her mother is all the time pointing about her bad behaviors, like not to bite her nails. It is a bad habit. So stop doing that. Don't hunch your shoulders. Do not bend yourself, or do not bend your shoulders, right? Try to make yourself straight, and do not be like lazy do not be carried with the lazy attitude, and make herself to means sit up straight, Amanda. So at the same time, there is a languid emerald sea. If you see that there is a languid emerald sea. So when she is being scolded by her mother, so she imagines that what? She imagines herself to be in a deep green. There is a languid emerald sea. Emerald means what? That's something called as a deep green in color. So, and she has been pointed, or she imagined herself to be in a deep green sea. She says that she wants to be the only residents of this beautiful green sea. Why does she tell the why does she take the name of that green sea? Now she believes that she where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid. So what do you mean by mermaid? So mermaid is nothing but a character in a means fairy tales. So in a fairy tale, she becomes the nothing but a one of the character. So drifting blissfully. So she says that she wants to be carried away by the current of water or flow of the water, and feel the relaxing movement there. Where? In that sea. So that is why she wanted to become a mermaid. So who would stay alone in that particular green sea, and she wanted to make herself relax. She wants to say that she wants to go with the flow of the water and feel the relaxing movement and get the freedom out of there, right? So in that case, you will find out certain what do we say, that certain figure of speech which has been pointed here, right? What is that? Now the first stanza, which is discussing about means the bad habits Amanda is doing, following, that's called as a not to bite her nails. So make herself straight, right? Not to bend herself, right? And sit with a energetic, not to make herself like lazy, right? When her mother pointing fingers all the time like this, at the same time, means this girl Amanda is in an imaginary situation, and considering that what she wanted the relaxation, and that relaxation she could get it in the deep green sea, right? where she feels like she would be the lonely one and she would be settled there like a mermaid. So mermaid is referring as one of the fairy tale character, and she believed that it would be a bliss or blessing to her. She would make herself relax and get the freedom free, right? Get the freedom there, right? Nobody would be there to object her, uh, object her things, right? That is what he pointed. So while the poet discussing this first stanza, the poet uses certain literary devices. Let's say that the first literary devices you would find out, which is called as a anaphora. What is that anaphora? Now, when we are talking about anaphora, so when we are talking about anaphora, what is that anaphora? Now, anaphora is referring as a, wait a minute. Yeah, anaphora is referring as a, means a repetition of the two of the lines. Don't bite your nails, don't hunch your shoulder. These two lines which are clearly giving us the idea that how they have been started with the same repetition, right, at the beginning of the line. So repetition of word at the beginning of this line is indicating as an anaphora. Even you would also find out the poet uses certain vowel sound repetition. So that's called as a stop that slouching and sit up straight. Stop that slouching, slouching and sit up straight. Here you will find out that hunch your shoulders. You will also find out that what, don't hunch your shoulders. So certain words are there or certain letters are there which are creating vowel sounds. So like don't, hunch, shoulders, right? Even stop, slouching, sit, sir, right? This is called as a alliteration, right? This is called as a alliteration, and also we can follow that is called as assonance. So assonance and alliteration both are present here in this point. Assonance and alliteration. To whom you call as a alliteration? Now we can call alliteration to this, like stop, slouching, and sit. Right? These are called as a alliteration. And to whom you called as a assonance? Now, when you are finding out the vowel sound, hunch, shoulder, even don't, O sound is present. So that's why we can say it is an assonance. Assonance is called as the use of vowel sounds, and alliteration is called as a repetition of same letter, right? Sir, right? That is what. Even we also find out rhyming scheme, which I have already pointed, like A and B and A, right? A, and then after we find out C, right? This one is called as a C, right? C, A, C. That is what the rhyming scheme. So you will also find out the repetition. Repetition is called as a amenda, repetition of the word. Amenda, right? That can be called as a idea of repetition. Repetition. So once I give you, these are the ideas, repetition. So certain things are also there that's called as a metaphor, right? Metaphor. What is that metaphor in this first stanza? So metaphor is called as a direct comparison. So direct comparison of what? Let's say that if I'm talking about emerald sea, so the word emerald sea, which is compared with what? Emerald sea, which is compared with green sea, right? So you can see that how the sea is being indicated as a green, and also you can point out color of a mermaid drifting blissfully, where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid. So mermaid is also compared with the girl, right? Amanda. So, and emerald sea is compared with green sea. That is what metaphor. You also find out imagery. Imagery means image. So that image idea we can draw. Where now we can draw imagery in the course of when we are talking about where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. So how you are moving full of relax and it is a bliss to you. That is called as imagery. So even the next one also find out allusion. Allusion. The meaning of allusion is called as when any of the imaginary creature came into the mind once you read it. Here, mermaid is called as means allusion. The here, which one is called as allusion? The mermaid. So once you talk about mermaid, the picture will come to your mind. That is called as a mermaid is a well-known imaginary creature. So the imaginary creature can be called as allusion. So this is what you will find out. Are you getting my point, guys? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now coming to the next one. The next one is indicating as a, yeah. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my husband, hurst bare feet. The silence is golden. The freedom is sweet. Now, again, you would find out something. Did you finish your homework? Right. Here, the poet says that Amanda's mother is doing what? Inquiring. Did you finish your homework? Generally, what do? Now you inquire about it. So it is nothing but poet's mother, Amanda's mother is inquiring her about whether she has done her homework or not. Then she asks her whether she has cleaned her room or not. Like, did you tidy your room? Tidy means called as a clean. Did you tidy your room means or not, Amanda? Moreover, I thought I told you to clean your shoes. Even means her mother also asked her to clean her shoes. So here you can see that the means the girl, a little girl's mother, right, it's constantly inquiring, asking, and suggesting many of the statement regarding her homework being done, regarding her means room had been cleaned or not, or shoes or not. But on the other hand, right, if you see that while Amanda is listening everything to her mother's instruction, so but at the same time she imagines herself. What does she imagines? Now she imagines that to be an orphan. Orphan means what? Whose parents are no more, right? She wants to be an orphan, or she imagines herself to be an orphan who is, means roaming here and there in the street. And she believed that what? Now, she imagines if she would have been without parents, right? I'm an orphan roaming the street. I pattern subdust with my hushed bare feet. So if she would be without parents, she would have walked freely in the street. What she would do? Now she would walk freely in the street. She would have drawn designs on the soft dust with her uncovered feet very quietly. So means you can see that she thinks opposite to her mother, right? So her mother wants to make her homework, clean her room, clean her shoes, but she believes that what? Now she wants the freedom, and through that freedom she would means enjoy here and there in the street, and she means makes what means many of the pattern in the dust, right? In the bare feet she would move. So her mother wants her to keep everything neat and clean, but Amanda wants to play in dust with her bare feet. She is also so fed up. Means Amanda is so fed up that her mother gives her lots of instruction. So she believes that what? Silence is golden, which means that silence is very crucial. and precious, and she wants that her mother should be stayed silence. She further says that her freedom is restricted, and she wants that her freedom is very sweet, and she wants to go with that. She doesn't want to be restricted with her freedom. This means that she never feels free when she is with her mother, right? And that's what is seeming from when she pointed that I'm an orphan, right, roaming the street. Again, you would find out the rhyming scheme is called as A and A. Then after you will find out C, A. No, not C, A. It should be D and A. Then finally you will move to the E, E and E. These are the rhyming scheme. And then you will align. So that's why it is also known as a anaphora, right? ANAPHORA, anaphora. So like that rhyming scheme is discussed, and we also find out assonance, right? Assonance, again called as in every stanza, you would find out some kind of a assonance like thought, told, you. You can see that. The idea is called as a thought, told, you, to, then after shoe. These are the ideas which are indicating about O sound. That is why we also consider it as a assonance. Assonance. Then again, repetition is there, as repetition is called as a amenda, amenda, amenda. These are called as a repetition. And you will also find out metaphor. Why metaphor? Which one is the metaphor? The metaphor is referring to silence is compared with the gold color. Silence is compared with the gold color. So, and freedom is said to be sweet, sweet like taste. So that is why we consider it as a metaphor. Beside that, so you won't find out anything else. So these are anaphora, assonance, metaphor, rhyming schemes which have been discussed here. Now, coming to the next one. So the next one is said that don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? Right. So I'm Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. Right. Excuse me. So yes, what is that it say? I'm Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. So again, you would find out the same kind of a rhyming scheme also present, right? But let's discuss what it tries to say that. If I say that don't eat that chocolate. So generally what happened, we have a kind of a thought, kids and young children, when they eat chocolates, so they do have a certain problem in their mouth, and also they would find out some kind of a means skin problem, right? So here also Amanda's mother, who is again pointing to Amanda by stating that not to eat chocolate, right? If she eats chocolate, what happened means Amanda's mother is stating that she means Amanda is facing with the acne. So when we talk about acne, we all know that acne is called as a pimples, right? So it means Amanda's mother is disallowing, right, or obstructing her not to eat chocolates, right? Obstructing her or not to allow her to eat chocolates. She reminds her of pimples that Amanda faces due to eating chocolates, right? At last, you will find out she scolds her, right? She scolds her for not paying attention when she is suggesting something, or she is telling means something, right, which is essential for her to listen. At this moment, Amanda imagines, again, like in each stanza, she imagines herself, right? In the first stanza, you would find out she was indicating, or she was imagining herself like mermaid. In the second stanza, she imagines herself like an orphan. In the third stanza, she imagines herself as a Rapunzel, right? So again, you will find out allusion. Allusion means Rapunzel is indicating as one of the character in the fairy tales. So I'm Rapunzel, I have not a care, right? So Rapunzel was a character, or Rapunzel means indicating to a fairy tale that was captured. So if you look into the story indicates that how a girl, right, who was captured and means captivated, right, or called as a made her as a prison in a tower, right? So and who actually captured her? By a witch. The witch used to climb the tower with the help of the long hair of Rapunzel. So the story you might know, and that were let down by her through the window. So now Amanda stated that she wants to be Rapunzel, but because she feels that life in the tower will be peaceful and also means unusual, right? Means amazing, you can say. She thinks she will be free and live in a peaceful environment in the tower because she would be alone. She also confirms herself. She also confirms to herself that she will never allow any of the witch to uh, come come into the tower, right? And she will not be giving her hair down to anyone so that nobody could come to her in the tower. So she wants lonely life, right? She wants to get the peace and freedom in her life, right? So in that case, you would find out what kind of a means what kind of a mind means Amanda had, right? And what kind of a reaction she wanted to means present here. So again, I'll go for the some of the literary devices like A and A. Then after we have discussed E, then we will go for the F and A. So AAFA. Then after we will go for the Z, G, and G. So this is the rhyming scheme. Uh, and then after we will also go for the certain things. Like I said, allusion is there. Allusion, what is that allusion? We have already pointed. Allusion is referring to the imaginary uh, imaginary character which have been presented here. Rapunzel is the imaginary character, right? Allusion is pointed. Famous fairy tale character Rapunzel. So we have also assonance, like using of vowel sounds E and O. Like when you talk about you, will you please look at me when I am speaking to you? So you would find out you, please, look, you look, then after please me, then speaking to you. These are called as a certain vowel sound E and O, which are clearly highlighting about what that's called as assonance, right? Assonance. Remember assonance and consonance. So consonance is called as a continuously drawing consonant sounds, right? Assonance is called as a continuously drawing vowel sounds, right? So so consonant sounds also you would find out when you are finding out like care, hair. uh, so those of the what care, hair. So Rapunzel care, tower rare, right? This is something called as a r sound is that. So that's why consonant sounds also find out, right? I hope you are getting clear out of this. Now, moving to the next one. The next one is called as a stop that shocking at once. Stop that shocking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda, right? Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. So again, you draw the rhyming scheme like A, then after uh, H and A, right? This is what. So stop that shocking at once. Shocking means what? What is the meaning of shocking? What do you mean by shocking, guys? If I talk about the word called as a shocking, shocking means called as a upset, right? Or called as embarrassment. Upset or called as embarrassment. So or called as a means a feeling of a sad mood or bad mood, right? So you are always moody. Moody means what? That called as unstable or fluctuation. So the poet is saying that whose mood means it is Amanda's mood, which is not constant. Sometimes she wants to be Rapunzel, sometimes she wants to be an orphan, sometimes she wants to be what do we say, that mermaid. So she is not stable, right? Unstable, but not like mentally mad, right? So unstable. Even anyone would think that I nagged at you. So mother said that what? Now don't make the face like that. So otherwise people in the society will believe that what? Now means her mother abuse her or called as a physically torture her, right? Physical, physically, physically torture here, torture. Okay, physically torture here. That's what the nag is indicating. So Amanda's mother now wants means called as make her realize or tell her for not to behave in a very upset manner, disappointment manner, or odd manner, right? So her mother asked her to stop being in a bad mood. Moreover, means her mother also blames her of having such an unstable mood, right? Unstable or moody, right? So she also scolds that what? uh, by saying her behavior will means definitely make people realize or think or believe that what? Now means how Amanda's mother was constantly harass Amanda. So here you can say that what? Amanda is always pointed, right? Amanda is always pointed out by her mother on every small things, but at the same time she can't react to this. She reserves all these emotions in herself. If she reacts towards this by getting emotional, her mother takes it also in another way, right? Takes this against her sense of pride and scolds her that she should not behave like this. Otherwise, what the people of the society will think that her mother is dominating towards her, right? So this is what you would find out, means how uh, things are happening, right, in society, in each of the family. And here also means the poet beautifully represented, right, that the girl is not getting free, right, that the way boys are getting freedom, right? So in each and every cases or instances, what happened means the family members pointing to her, or here Amanda's mother pointing to her and telling her to do this, do that, right? And Amanda cannot object to it. So, but believing something imaginary means she lost herself in some of the imaginary world, right? And even she did not have the right to become upset, for which also her mother objected, right? So here also you will find out some kind of literary devices, the rhyming scheme you draw, but you will find out there is a alliteration present. Alliteration like Allitration. Alliteration means repetition of the sound of the letter. So, but they are repeating repetition of the letter. Here you would find out sir, s, s, stuck, suck, sucking at once. So sir and sir, which is a repeating sound here, right? S sound is repeated at the start of closely placed words. Then after repetition, again Amanda is repeated thrice in the stanza, which is also known as the repetition. And as far as you know about this particular, what do we say that? Particular stanza where imagery, alliteration, um, rhyming scheme, assonance, consonance, so many things are there, right? Which are clearly highlighting what this poem is all about, right? Uh, in all total, if I would like to give you the message of this poem, the message of the poem is simple. That what the poet tries to describe the poem in a girl named Amanda, and uh, the poet also stated about that how her mother is an, you can say that nagging her for her what, nagging her for her mistakes. She is first pointed out, you can say most probably by her mother, for biting her nails and for not sitting in the right posture. Mother also feels that Amanda sits in a very lazy manner. To this, Amanda imagines uh, herself as a mermaid, right? Uh, Even you also find out that she believes to be a mermaid. Why? She wants to live in a calm and a relaxing life in the beautiful green sea. Further, she also is nagged for means not cleaning her room, shoes, and also for not doing her homework. Uh, she then imagines herself to be an orphan because she's now fed up of being watched. Fed up means disturbed by her, by you know, by all such kind of instruction, and that's why she imagined that it's better to become orphan because um, if her parents would not be there, right? If her parents would not be, then what she would do now, she would enjoy her freedom, right? Making the patterns of her bare feet and on the sand, and would live a peaceful life. Next, also, Amanda is scolded for eating too many chocolates, as this causes pimples. So she is also scolded for not listening to her mother. So Amanda thinks of being Rapunzel, a character from a fairy tales, and wants to live in a, means a huge tower like, where she doesn't allow the wish to come. Right, she wants to live alone and will live a peaceful life and will never allow anyone to come in. Finally, the mother asks her to stop being unstable. Her means appearance would make her blame, right? At this time, the poet has not written any reaction from Amanda's side. So, and this constant nagging has made her too sad that she has even stopped to imagine herself as someone else. So that's what you can draw at the end of it, as she did not imagine something else. She used to do so in order to escape from the continuous harassment and the dominance of her parents, right? So, but at the same time, it is something called as a nurture. It is something called as a caring that the parents try to do uh, on their child, right? So that's why they observe, they notice, they find out the some kind of a mistake, so they try to guide them properly. So all such kind of a things they do, right? So fine, guys. I think you have understood.
Excuse me.
Yeah, tell me.
So I'm saying that this nagging of the parents is helpful as well as bad for the child.
No, I don't find out bad, but I find out it's a helpful. Why? If it's actually the children who need to understand that their parents are, whatever their parents are doing for the betterment of them, right? So if they take it into a negative manner, so it is the parents whose job is to make them understand, right? So
Yes.
that's what I believe. Okay, bye guys. By the way, guys, whatever I taught you means I have used the below link, right? A form. If you want, you can go for this form, and you can attend the test and check yourself whether whatever I taught you understood or not. So the score will give us the idea that how much you understood from this session, right? Will I give you this link to take your test?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll give it to you. You can do it in your free time or after this.